Hey friends, how's it going? I was gonna see if I can share this somewhere, but now I forget how to share on another page again. I'm so terrible. Oh well, it will just stay on this page and then I will share after this live video is over. I'm the worst with technology. Anyway, how's it going? So I'm coming at you today. And I'm actually going to be coming at you for over the next few weeks about this same topic because there's just so many aspects to it, and I want to be able to cover everything without spending an hour on this live video, right? And so the topic that I want to cover over the next few videos is really why what we eat is actually important, right? Like why? Why are these foods that we eat actually important? You know, I know that we should be eating healthy, right? But like, why? Seriously, like, can someone please break that down for me? And for me, what I've really realized is that I'm so much more motivated to do something when I know why I'm doing it, right? Like, I want to know the reasons why, and not just, well, you should be doing this, right? Like, you should eat your vegetables because they're good for you, right? Well, why? Like, why are they good for me? What is actually happening in my body when I have a vegetable? You know, like knowing what it's actually doing for me is going to make it so much easier for me to choose that rather than someone just tell me I should be doing it because it's good, right? Because also, like, how terrible does like you should be doing this feel? No one ever wants do what someone is telling you should be doing, right? And that's exactly when we get that rebellious phase. You're like, oh, I should? Well, I don't wanna, I'm not gonna, right? Or the way people think about eating healthy a lot of the time is that like, you know, I don't know, you have to eat these certain foods to help you lose weight, right? But why? Is it not just about calorie restriction? Do certain types of foods actually boost my metabolism or not? You know what I mean? Like, let's talk about why. Why do the types of foods I eat actually matter? Why would I choose veggies or a spinach salad over a Big Mac and fries? You know, like, what is the point, right? So I really am going to be covering a bunch of different aspects around that topic. Along with some how, of course, like how to incorporate better options for your body easily, right? But I really want to start with the why. And so if you're here watching, please say hello. And if you're watching the replay, please still say hello. Let me know that you're watching the replay. And just let me know what kind of pops out to you in this video. And I really wanted to start with the why what we eat actually matters, because honestly, sometimes all we need is a tiny perspective shift, right? That can actually boost our decision-making power, right? Awareness, knowledge. Oh, I didn't even know that before. Well, now I know, so now I can make a different choice for myself, right? That really helps me. Perspective shift, knowing why I'm doing something makes it so much easier for me to choose certain things that are better for me, right? So listen, my perspective of food and eating and basically staying alive used to be this, and it might sound so ridiculous and it might be really embarrassing, but I don't care. I'm just going to tell you because this is how I was. This is how I thought of it. So I mean, I used to just think like, when you get hungry, then you just have to eat something. You just put something in your body and then you're not starving to death, right? And so you stay alive, right? And then your body digests it and then you eliminate it and then you get hungry again and then you just put something in your body and then you stay alive, right? And like that's just how it works. That's how you stay alive, right? And that's why then it didn't matter if I chose a Big Mac and fries over a spinach salad or something, right? Because as long as I'm just putting something in my stomach, I can stay alive, right? And I mean, at the very foundation of that, I guess that is true, right? Like you eat and you stay alive because you're not starving to death. But there's also a really big difference between staying alive, surviving, and thriving, right? Like eating the way that I used to eat, which was fast food every day, like Big Macs galore, was just surviving, right? And it was barely even surviving. It was struggling, actually. So, yeah, I was struggling. But now I understand that the foods you eat are being absorbed into your very body, right? It's not just this like separate process where it's like, well, as long as there's something in there, you're good to go, right? No, these foods are being absorbed into your body. And the types of foods that you eat directly affect how you feel and how much energy you have. The foods that you eat absorb into your blood, into your cells, right? They literally send messages to your very DNA about how to function, right? These foods literally affect every system in your body to either function at its optimal, it's a optimal functionality, right? Or less than that, right? Depending on what types of foods you're eating. It's not just something that just sits in your body until you poo it out, right? Like so much more than that. Food is information to your body about how to function. It's information. And that means that most of the time we actually get to choose how we feel based on how we eat, based on the foods that we're choosing, right? And I never thought of that before. I just thought how I felt was how I felt and how I would always feel, right? I didn't realize that I had an option to feel differently based on the food that I was eating. Right? Like I thought, well, my name is Heather Baird and I have stomach aches every single day, right? And digestion is really hard for me. And I'm living in this fog, this like moody fog where I like yell at people, right? Like that's just me. And I didn't realize until I kind of had to make a change to more nutritious foods when I had my gallstone incident. But that's when I really realized, wow, I don't have to feel like that at all. I actually can feel really good. And that's because I'm choosing certain foods that actually feed my cells nutrients and energy, right? And then get this, the foods that we eat can literally influence our genetic expression, right? So up until recently, people thought that we're just bound to our genes, right? Like this is the hand you've been dealt, and that's what you're going to experience, right? It's in your genes. Sorry about your luck, right? But now we know that that's not necessarily always the case, that you're not always just bound to your genes. Now we know that the foods that we eat can directly affect our genetic expression, and the lifestyle choices that we make can literally affect our genes and how they behave, right? And if you don't believe me or you think that sounds really interesting, look it up. Look up nutrigenomics and epigenetics, right? The effect of foods and how your genes behave based on the foods that you're eating and the nutrients that you're absorbing, right? And so based on that information that's being sent to your cells and your genes can literally turn on disease or turn off disease, right? Like at its most basic level. Like I can't really get into like the super scientific explanation because I ain't no scientist, right? But you can look it up. So yeah, like every bite that you eat can either be fighting disease or feeding it. Isn't that crazy? Like we literally have the opportunity to heal ourselves and feel really good and prevent and fight off diseases just based on the foods that we're choosing. That's huge, right? And that's not meant to like be scary or guilt you or anything, but just so that you're aware that you do have this option. Yeah? So like knowing that for me, it makes it so much easier for me to naturally choose more nutritious foods. because I want to try to create that healthy environment within my body so that I can feel energetic, I can feel happy, I can feel really good, and hopefully prevent disease, right? Does that mean I'll never get a disease? Not necessarily, but it means that I have more power than I might give myself credit for, right? And I can do everything I can to try and prevent getting disease later on down the line, right? Or if something pops up, I'm more ready to combat it with these healthy foods, right? And that's why, like, I feel like I keep using this McDonald's scenario, but I mean, that used to be such a major part of my life. Big Mac meals, hello, large size with a Coke, you know, anytime I'd be hungry, that's like my go-to. And now with this knowledge that I have, I can be starving and drive by a McDonald's, and where you would used to just automatically just jump in that drive-through, not thinking twice, now I go by it and I don't even think about it. I don't even want it, right? It's not even like, ooh, I want that Big Mac, but no, I'm not gonna have it. No, it's like I just don't even register that as an option anymore, because I know that that food does not create a healthy environment in my body. It doesn't make me feel good, right? That kind of food is not preventing disease, right? And so to me, like I said, that just makes my decision making that much easier. Like, I can't wait to get home and fill my body with nutritious foods that actually make me feel really good, that give me energy, that are going to sustain me much longer than this Big Mac meal, right? Does that make sense? And so the more nutritious your food, the more opportunity for absorbing more nutrients directly into the body, right? Like, how exciting is that? We get to feed our bodies these amazing nutrients, like just from food, right? Like feeding your cells with all of this fresh energy and letting your body thrive. But also the opposite is true. So if you're eating lots of food, like these processed foods that are simply devoid of nutrients, I mean, your body has nothing to derive energy from, right? I mean, there's no nutrients in your food. You've got nothing to derive your energy from. No wonder we're tired so much of the time. And when you eat those processed foods like that are devoid of nutrients, not only does your body have to use its own resources, its own energy, its own nutrients to break down that food, but that food then doesn't have any nutrients to replace the ones that were lost by just trying to break down the food. So then you're actually depleting your body of nutrients, right? It's not even that you're just not getting enough nutrients from your food, you're also actually depleting your body's own resources. Right? You're depleting whatever you've got left, just trying to break down that processed food. Does that make sense? And that's why they say, you know, people can be overweight but malnourished, because these foods are actually depleting our own natural resources, right? When really we can easily just choose to feed ourselves nutritious foods, and that's not even an issue. So that's when I started realizing that those convenient foods, right? Oh, they're so convenient, that are out there, they're really not that convenient at all. It's actually making it really inconvenient on your body. And I want to get to that in more detail in upcoming videos. But so for now, I'm just going to leave it there, right? Because I don't want this video to be too long. But just remember that food is information for your body. It's information. With every bite you take, you send messages to your body telling it how to function. Thrive or struggle, right? Heal or not. Food can literally be your biggest healer if you let it. And I think that's powerful, right? So like I said, we're just getting started here. There's going to be a lot more information coming at you. But even if that little bit of a perspective shift, just a little bit more insight, into food and what they might actually do for our bodies, if that's even enough to help one person shift, you know, choose, wow, what just happened in there? If that helps one person choose one more nutritious meal this week, then I feel like I've done my part and good on you. Right? So just starting to think that, shifting that perspective. It's so much more than you should, or I'm doing this just to try to lose weight, right? But it's really about sending signals to your body of what you want to be experiencing: energy, health, vibrance, right? So thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or if you need support. I'm always here for you. You can private message me, comment on this video, and I'd really love to hear in the comments what stood out for you in this video. What did you like about this information, or what worked for you? And I can't wait to talk to you guys again real soon. Bye-bye.